Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Triforce podcast. That's right. It is I, Lewis, your host and lead king of all that is nerdy for the last 8 years. We've been doing this. I'm joined, of course, by my friend Piran, who is here today with me in the office.
Hello.
What's this formal tone that you've taken on
We've
for
spent
a
a week
podcast
doing
that's been going for like 8
nerdy
years?
things.
We're past all this. You don't need to have your tuxedo on and your bow tie and okay. You just say, "Hey guys, what's up? I pooped my pants last week, and also my bathroom stopped working, and I'm still a vegan or whatever." You know.
So I went to a mega game. I wanted to tell you about it.
When?
A what?
Den of Wolves, it was called.
When?
It was just a weekend before last.
I see.
And it's basically like one of these. I went to one before. There's a place, Southwest Mega Games. Shout out to these guys. I think I shouted out before because there were a couple.
That's 1 minute into the podcast.
Triforce fans there.
Southwest Mega Games. Let's get some photos. I bet there's
Southwest
photos from
Mega
the most
Games.
recent. Yeah.
So it was in a village hall. They all usually are.
How
And
many
it's-
people attended this event?
I think about 30 or 40.
I was going to say,
Right.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's pretty good. Maybe even more. And so there's like a couple of guys who run it, and they're sort of acting as kind of the control or the dungeon masters, or whatever, the games masters of it. And so they sort of make sure everything goes quite smoothly. And then we're all playing as countries. Now, the one I went to before was like an XCOM themed one where we were all countries trying to fight off the UFOs. This one was more sort of Battlestar Galactica themed, except for it didn't use the any of that terminology, right? Because you didn't want to rip them off. So the idea was that you were all guys, you were different spaceships in a little fleet, running away from these, Cylons, but they were called wolves. And it's great. You've got everyone's like, there's all the politics involved in Battlestar Galactica. So, there's like fuel shortages and striking and riots going on and all the other stuff. And then there's Cylons infiltrating. So there's like some people sabotaging stuff. And then, of course, there's all the attacking that happens. You have to, the wolves come in and attack you, and you have to sort of quickly get away before the attacks get too strong. It was very intense. A really fun day.
Were you getting a real sweat on by the end of it? Because this sounds thrilling.
Well, I can tell you one thing that happened. So I was on a team. It was me, Ben, and Mike, and our friend as well. And Mike was our sort of council member, right? So the council is where one member from each team goes into this separate room and they sort of chat through making these grand, enactments or whatever they're called, policies that affect everyone, right? So they might say, we're going to centralize the fuel control so no one's hoarding it, or we're going to make sure that all of these things are fair, or we're going to, fund a project like a Cylon detector, or, they kind of have big sweeping changes, right? And so there were some fears that the president might be, one of the wolves. And so they had this election, right? And Mike was like, didn't want to run for the election, but he was like pushing for an election, trying to get our candidate. Anyway, they had a vote, and so we're all in the kitchen having a break, having a cup of tea, and we like overhear that Mike has been elected president. Because we recognise that the other team are like talking about him, and they don't know we're listening in, and so they're saying this, that guy from the fuel ship, he's been elected president, but they used a Cylon detector on him, and he was immediately arrested for being a Cylon. And so Mike had this wonderful moment where he was president for a day, and then he got immediately taken to the corner of the room in the brig and was like being interrogated. It was honestly like so fun.
I've posted a couple of pictures in the Discord, Sips. This is the sort of folks you might bump into at a mega game.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, what are you doing? What's this?
You're the
people
one
at a
being
mega
judgmental.
game.
I'm saying look
These
at
folks
these.
look like me.
Look
This
at
is
these
fine.
guys at a mega game. That's all. I'm
That
posting
guy's
this
wearing
innocently.
a tinfoil costume. That wasn't typical of the day. People are more smartly dressed than that.
Mm-hmm.
The sort of command crew were wearing like proper jumpsuit, like
I think you're paranoid, mate. I posted them
dungarees.
without comment or context.
You didn't. You gave comment.
I said these are the kinds of people you might see in a mega
You
game.
posted
And I posted
them with
some
contempt.
Pictures.
I heard it in your voice.
You're projecting,
These are the
mate.
kind of people who go to a mega game, Lewis.
Well,
you.
I just said these are the kinds of people you might see in a mega game, and I posted these two pictures in the Discord of these massive nerds playing a mega game. That's all.
I had a blast. I've got to admit. We did another big old mystery quest yesterday, which was fantastic fun, where we get to do a bit of role play all day. I've really been enjoying getting into these things, honestly.
That wasn't yesterday, was it? It was the day before yesterday.
No, sorry, Tuesday.
Oh yeah, Flex, you're in Bristol right now, aren't you?
I am, sir. I am.
Nice.
Today,
are you having fun?
I am. Yeah. It's. I managed to land on my feet with an Airbnb this time, which is pretty cool. The worst thing about the Airbnb, and this is saying something,
it's all the secret cameras.
No,
you can't jack off in there with a clear conscience, knowing that somebody is secretly spying on you.
I never masturbate with a clean conscience anyway. It's
right. Okay, it's always
a guilty
filthy.
pleasure.
Dirty.
Yeah, dirty. There is a sign above the toilet. I guess it's just the only place they could put it. It's one of those sort of inspirational signs you might see. But instead of live, laugh, love, it says normal gets you nowhere. And the nowhere is all backwards and messed up. And I thought, what the fuck is that meant to mean? Because that sign itself to me screams normie.
No, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
That's a bit weird.
That's the kind of, you see this stuff, these signs at Airbnbs where, it's like, basically they want you to, like you said before, P-Flex, fully clean their Airbnb for them before you leave, and they're quite passive aggressive about it.
Yeah, there's quite a few places are.
Yeah.
Well, this one's pretty chill. It's pretty chill.
Go on.
It's just fine. It's just a good little pad.
It's not your it's not your preferred location though, is it?
No, it's not. That's I've got that one. I booked that 8 months ago. For Jingle Jam, I'm ready. I've got that one pre-booked. Yeah, it's
whenever
that
P-Flex comes down,
he's got a pre-booked for Jingle Jam.
Spot. Yeah, it's the best.
He's thought about it.
Oh, right.
Well, Pyrian's actually, it's weird when I think so many people want to do stuff with Pyrian that when he comes down, the week is like booked full. Like we have to cancel everything else we were doing because Pyrian's doing this on Monday, this on Tuesday, this on Wednesday. It's like. It's rammed.
It's not worth it for you guys, but it is. It's nice because I guess I've got a lot of things that I've been recording for a while. So for
I think it's
example,
just people like you.
No, I don't think it's that at all. I mean, it's like the mystery quest thing. Tom likes to put people into that are perhaps not in every one. Do you know what I mean? So I'm in. So it's like, well, we've done mystery quests with Pyrian before. They've generally gone okay. So if he's in town, we'll pop him in one. We'll do a games night recording like you, me, and Ben because. You guys can do them all the time with, everyone else. I'm in town for a week, so we may as well record one with him then. And then, so it's more like that. I don't think it's like, oh, Pyrian's down. It's more like a fresh face that isn't here all the time that at least, could enliven a thumbnail with a bold
Some
hair.
fresh meat is in town.
Fresh meat. That's all it is.
Nice.
What have you been doing, Sips? Apart, I mean, your life isn't having fun running events. It's ferrying children and
that's it.
Dealing with builders, right?
Yeah, dealing with builders recently, and then being a taxi driver basically for everybody in my family who now all of a sudden just has so many places that they need to go. We're going away next week. We're going tomorrow, and we're away for the whole following week as well. So normally I would be dreading a family vacation because they're more work than staying at home, but this time I'm actually looking forward to it because I'm so sick of being at home that I need a break. So it'll be nice. It'll be nice to get away and go and do some different stuff and hopefully just chill out a bit, It'll be good.
Is everyone coming? All the children?
All of the children. Every last one of them are coming.
Okay. Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
You can't fob one off,
no.
With someone else.
We did a couple of little fun weekend and day trips like this summer with my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law as well. They came along, which was kind of nice. A different pace for sure. It's nice having more adults to, look after all of the kids instead of the ratio being in the kids' favor sort of thing. We finally had more adults on hand than we had.
Outnumbered them, so you could take the fight to them finally.
That's it. That's right. So that was pretty fun.
Like Ukraine.
Yeah, but this week-long trip is we're just back to the 2 adults, three children, so we're outnumbered again. But we
need to send
there.
you some HIMARS or whatever.
Yeah,
So-
we'll get there. We'll figure it out.
I don't know where
obsessed.
I don't know where that analogy's going. That's
He's
probably not.
obsessed. So we went to the pub last night, a bunch of people from the office, and Sarah, I don't know if you guys are aware, Sarah's a bit of a Taylor Swift fan.
Yes.
Yeah,
she
well,
went to
Taylor Swift was at Wembley just recently.
That's right.
Well,
Sarah
so
was there.
Sarah was at the Eras tour. She went, I think it was the Wembley show. It was like 92,000 people there or something like that.
Yeah. Do you know what? You want to hear something crazy?
Sure.
I was just at Wembley. I didn't go to the show. My wife and her mom and her brother went to see Bruce Springsteen at Wembley when he was there. And I don't even think there was as many people there as for Taylor Swift. I think it was like sold out and then some for Taylor Swift.
Yeah, of
And
course.
I think for
Taylor
Bruce,
Swift was sold out so badly.
The Boss.
When Sarah was looking at the tickets originally, when they first came out, she was like, I could only get tickets in Poland. I'm going to have to go to Poland to see Taylor Swift.
Well, that's not so bad.
Which is pretty crazy.
You
I
could
think.
stay at that place that Flax stayed at, the casino one.
That wasn't in Poland.
Oh. It's a little,
I mean, she could.
callback there.
She could.
You want
3
you want
years
to get-
ago
you want
mentioned
Taylor
in a
Swift
podcast.
tables?
We
We can have Taylor
table.
Swift table.
Taylor
Many
table.
tables.
Yeah. I immediately I said about, because I know she's a huge Swiftie, so I said about making fun of her and teasing her a little bit, but in not in the ways like I have no beef with Taylor Swift. But I knew
Did you
that I
ask her if she also endorses Donald Trump for the presidential nomination, just like Taylor Swift did?
I did
No.
not. But I did prank her into thinking that Travis Kelce had died that day. That's he's an American football player who is Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
The fuck?
Oh.
And I said,
What kind of prank
It's
is
a weird
that?
prank, yeah.
it's very popular on TikTok. Telling people their favorite celebrity has died.
Oh
no.
God, I know what you mean now. I've
You go,
seen that.
Travis Kelce dead at 35, and people go, no, like that. So I said that to Sarah. And she panicked, and I can do a very good poker face. So she immediately checked her phone, and the top trending was RAP, and the second was Taylor Swift Eras Tour. So the social media was behind me on this just at a glance. She thought he had actually gone, and I immediately started laughing, and she was not happy.
Typically, this meme is for boomers, and they read something out to their mum on their phone, which is like some celebrity who you probably think is dead already.
Yeah. Who they're a big fan of.
Yeah.
But
Bob
I
Dylan,
followed it
dead
up.
at 69.
Right.
Weird.
I followed it up by asking the more important question: can you imagine having sex with Taylor Swift? Now, I think
my
this is a
God.
genuinely important question because, all right, Travis Kelce, he's a man's man. This guy's definitely going to do the business. But I'm just saying, there must come a stage where you're having sex with Taylor Swift and you look down and you're like, holy shit, I'm having sex with Taylor Swift.
Do you know, I think I have a gift because I can imagine myself having sex with just about anyone. Like, if I really think about it, I can really, imagine, and I think...
You can imagine.
I
I
think
can
it's
imagine
good.
it'll be so.
think
I
it's
can
good to
imagine
be able to
really
do that.
disappointing Taylor Swift as well.
Yeah, what's her reaction going to be?
Sorry.
I'm imagining it from her perspective. You're just a Canadian apology. Sorry,
Like
sorry,
the
Taylor,
only
sorry.
words out of your mouth are sorry, sorry.
Sorry, see you next time.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
Oh God, give me 15 minutes. Maybe we can.
Try again.
Sorry.
The pressure would be immense.
Oh, my
man.
God. I don't
She's
even
like,
know
you've
where
got
to
one
begin.
shot at this, and if this doesn't work out, I'm leaving. You're like, oh my God, I have to have sex with Taylor Swift right now. Like, that's pressure. That's like, I mean, that's why Travis Kelce is up to it, because he's used to those high pressure situations, late game scenarios, last play of the game. He's got to make this catch and take it in for the KC win.
Yeah.
He's able to
You
do it.
gotta-
I'm saying that's
gotta
why you
think
want
on
an
your-
athlete.
You got to think on your toes. You got to make some quick decisions, strategies.
I'm just thinking in that scenario, I actually would quite like a post-coital interview in the locker room the way you have after a football match. We were like, Travis, obviously it was a big day for you. You managed to stick it to Taylor Swift good and hard. And just want to know, what are your thoughts after the game? Yeah, well, it really was a team performance. The coaches set me up for it, Shout out to the guys. Thanks to God for
No,
seeing
you're
me
not
through this
out of
moment.
breath enough. You got to be like,
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was real good, and I stuck it to her real good. And I just think, as a team, that's important. We all gave it to Taylor Swift today.
We all came together.
We all came together as a team. I think it might have been Dav that asked, was there a moment where he was having sex with Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, and probably wouldn't have minded having someone around to high five. Like, I'm just thinking, probably is a moment where you'd think, this is definitely a moment where I want to share this with someone and be like, dude, can you fucking believe this? I'm having sex with Taylor Swift. By the way, apologies to any Swifties. I know you guys can be a little sensitive about this stuff.
Yeah, we're in. You guys, I haven't really said much. You guys
really?
are done.
You've joined in.
For this.
You've joined in.
I didn't really say much at all.
You're a co-conspirator in this.
No, I'm not.
You're listening to the wrong fucking podcast if you're upset about us talking about poo and wanking and out of date sexual fantasies. Do you know what I mean? Like we've been doing it for a long time.
Okay, give me any name and I'll imagine having sex with them. Okay.
All right. Imagine
Liz Truss.
Imagine nutting in Taylor Swift's face.
No.
Oh, you can't. Don't say that.
You said give you any face.
That's way too specific. Immediately, I thought about doing that. Like I can clearly do it. Like, come on.
All right,
go easy.
I think Liz Truss was a funny one. Liz Truss.
Okay.
You could have Theresa May if you want, but Liz Truss, I think.
I would blow my brains out if it's right all over.
God, I thought you were going to say something else.
Liz Truss, I'm sorry about this.
Brains out.
Dead. No thanks.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Of the current politicians, sway them out there.
Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, it's be like having sex with your mum. You know?
What about Dr. Phil and Oprah at the same time? That'd be weird.
You've got to get it hard first. You get it right up that ass. That's my advice. That's Dr. fucking Phil.
I think Dr. Phil is. I think he's gone the way of Billy Ray. I think he's like a big. I think.
This fucking
Don't
podcast.
quote me, but I think he's turned into a big MAGA guy.
Hey,
no shit.
You know what? I've seen some comments. Apparently, this is now too political a podcast.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, Bill, if we even mention politics in any sense, and it's not in support of the right in America and Donald Trump, this podcast's too goddamn political. And they stomp out. And I'm thinking,
Really?
what the fuck? Like, we're just joking about it. We're
I'm
not like analyzing policies.
I don't even live in that country.
Fuck off.
I'm like, no allegiance whatsoever.
Yeah, we're
Don't
just
let the door hit
joking
you
about
on the
it.
way out.
Exactly.
Honestly, fuck off.
I reckon those people, here's the thing that I read today. This is a change of topic. That there are more microplastics in our body than we thought.
Yeah.
And they're infiltrating our tissue. Apparently,
you know what else is in our body?
0.5%. Go on.
That fucking Teflon shit, the
forever chemicals and all that.
The anti-stick. That we got tons of that in our bodies as well.
So 0.5% of our brains by weight are plastic. That's how bad it is.
Scotch-Guard and stuff. Yeah.
So they took some slices of some sample brains, presumably from dead people, and they were like weighed them, and 0.5% of it is fucking plastic. Like it's in our brains.
That's insane.
Yeah, well, we're the insane ones, apparently.
Is this why everyone's so fucking stupid now?
Yeah, we're getting dumber because we're full of fucking chemicals.
I actually feel like I'm getting smarter every day. Yeah.
I feel like I'm much dumber than I was 20 years ago. Like,
no, not me. I started out pretty smart. I'm like a fucking genius now.
It's given him a superpower.
Look out.
It's giving you a superpower.
I wouldn't even need a body.
You can imagine having sex
with anyone. I
anyone.
won't even need a host.
Yeah.
I'm floating around space.
Be an ethereal plastic being.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean like cyberpunk. It's not like cool plastic. Oh shit. Well, I think it's for real though. I feel like whenever I talk to Spiff or Simon Clark or some of these other folks, I'm just like I'm a total
like
caveman.
Welcome to my world. I'm such a dum-dum. I hate being thick. I'd love to be smart. But instead, I'm just sort of an idiot walking about like everyone else. But you know what? Most of us are pretty fucking thick, aren't we, really?
Yeah, everybody in their own way. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you can't be the best or the smartest when it comes to everything.
I mean, you'll have
a couple of things that you'll excel at,
right?
And everything else you'll be fairly mediocre at, and
if not average. Yeah.
You'll bump into somebody oftentimes who is doing something that you are mediocre at, and they're doing it very well, and you'll feel like, oh shit. But then, if they turned up and you were in the middle of fucking their mom really well, they would feel the same. So,
oh damn it, he's nailed that one.
Fuck, he's really good at fucking my mom.
Really
Who'd have
good.
thought?
Fair play. I saw a very dumb interaction last night at the pub. The pub we were at, there was a restaurant across the road, and we see a kerfuffle, and there's a guy in chef's whites chasing a lad who jumps on a bicycle to try and get away. And according to eyewitnesses, Harry, this lad was jangling, like jingle jangle, like something he was carrying or had something that was jangling a lot. The chef comes out and smashes this guy off the bicycle. The lad goes flying, recovers, and just runs away, leaving the bike. Jiggle jangle, jiggle jangle, jiggle jangle down the street as he runs. And it turns out he'd nicked the chef's tip jar from the restaurant and legged it.
Oh my God.
But his bicycle was like a child's bicycle. It wasn't really a adult bicycle. So we figured it was probably a stolen bicycle as well. So he ditched that in favor of the tip jar. But the question was, how much could there genuinely be in a tip jar? Because first of all, nobody carries change.
Well, it depends on how often it's emptied out.
Exactly. So this could be like for the month. But even then, I mean,
because I think the big power play with the tip jar is you leave it full because then people see it and they're like, oh shit, I better tip. Nobody wants to tip into an empty tip jar. You want to tip into like a half full tip jar. But don't you think
that's interesting? Because why is that the case? If someone had a load of money, like if a homeless person was sat there with their hat and it was stuffed with cash, you'd think, well, they didn't fucking need £1 from me. But if it was empty, you might think, oh gosh, they haven't got anything. So if you're saying a tip jar brim full of cash is more likely to attract tips.
It's more enticing, yeah.
Why?
Because you're doing something that you know a lot of other people have done, and you find comfort in the fact that everybody has done the same thing, so it must be the right thing to do. See, the problem with an empty tip jar, or indeed an empty hat on the ground, you see that it's empty, and you immediately think, this person is not worthy of a tip. Nobody else tipped them, so why should I tip them? You know what I mean? You're appealing to a very small demographic of people that are going to feel sorry for you for having nothing in your tip jar or your hat.
But in any other scenario,
people, but you're talking like not the norm. Like you're talking really sensitive.
So in any other scenario, a very wealthy person, let's say Taylor Swift, who's made a fortune from her music, her equivalent sort of social tip jar is the size of the moon and full of money.
Yeah.
And you're saying that is more likely to attract a tip than a starving busker who has an empty hat. Now, why is that?
Absolutely.
Because in no other scenario do we think like that. We don't think, oh, you know who needs this £1 more? Not the guy with nothing, but the billionaire needs more. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we say that we say that every single day.
No, but we're buying something from her. So we're talking about which is a voluntary contribution, a tip. What is it about?
Well, if you're tipping a chef, you've bought something from them. If you're tipping a busker, you've enjoyed something that they've done or whatever. It is voluntary, sure. But I mean, it's just a slightly different contract, I guess. But, it's still... I think it still applies. I think there's loads of cases where people.
I think it's a very interesting psychological question. Why
I think it is too. And
we want to give money to where
I want to say to you, I'm getting smarter, and I don't even know how, but I am getting way smarter. I mean,
what if the plastic is smarter than me? No one's considered this.
Yeah.
Where does this? Is it entirely our diet? Is it like the because you hear about fish being full of microplastics, and you hear about like obviously a lot of processed food gets it in there. Like where I mean, I guess a lot of people just
it's in everything, man. It's in the water. It's floating around in the air.
It's not chewing on the plastic. You're not directly eating this plastic.
It's like kids eating. Those
if you drink from a plastic bottle on a hot day, like some of that plastic, like little bits of it have melted into
like microplastics, right? But it's also things like
molecules,
tumble dryers, for example.
Yeah,
like with a tumble dryer is blasting synthetic fabrics and little tiny bits of shit all out in the environment. All the industrial stuff, they'll have some fucking chimney. It's not chucking out Lego brick-sized pieces of plastic. This is tiny, tiny, tiny bits.
Yeah. And it's like they did like a brain X-ray, and they were like, "You got a 5% Lego in your brain."
He's got Lego brain.
Like, this man is
which kind of piece have I got?
No,
technically, anything like it.
Technically, that's trademarked by Lego Corporation, so you're gonna have to give that part of your brain back. Unfortunately.
Oh my god, it's like Severance, but that's what makes you into an adult fan of Lego.
Yeah. But I think it's just entering the environment in myriad ways. It gets into the water, then some plant sucks it up, insects that get eaten by other things that you've eaten. I know that they've examined like tiny little things in the sea, like those little phytoplankton, all that kind of shit. Tiny little shrimps, and they'll have a shred of plastic in them, just like minute. But that gets eaten by something that you're eating, and it doesn't degrade. It just gets slightly smaller, but it just makes it easier to suck into your body in all the billions of interactions in the environment.
I see, because you're like a little sieve and you sort of sieve it all up and it doesn't decay because it's just fucking, it never biodegrades.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest problem is these plastics that just exist for millions of years and how many of them are still being used in so many things.
Every time my kids buy a plastic toy, I think some future species will look upon these Sunny Angel dolls
to death on that fucking
and be horrified.
That doll.
Yeah.
You know the
like
the refillable stuff you see it more now in the supermarket. They'll have these big refillable things. I saw it was for soap, like shower gel, right?
Yeah.
It was a big refillable thing. But it just came in like a much bigger plastic container. It was like it was a huge plastic container, and it looked like there was probably about 5 or 6 shower gel things worth of shower gel in there. And I mean, if you add it up, it worked out cheaper. I guess you're just buying volume or whatever, but like it's still in a huge plastic thing. I thought that the idea was that you just refilled the one plastic thing with something that wasn't plastic so that you're not using more plastic. You know what I mean?
I think the problem
like
is
put it in a bag or something. I don't know.
I think the tiny reusable one, like disposable ones, are a big problem. But
but then you wouldn't want a jumbo size one in your shower because it's like, you got to pick up like a 5-liter tub of shower gel. It's going to be hard to apply it and stuff, I
think realistically you can just get away with, using that one big 5-liter. You switch it with a new 5-liter one every year, and then you never have to buy another bottle of shampoo or conditioner in your house again. And like I guess it cuts totally down see the appeal of that.
I guess it cuts down overall, but I mean, it just seems weird, like.
There's a place called Scoop in it's like a little shop in Bristol and Bath, and I've been going there and bringing some jars and filling them up with like banana chips and different kinds of like wild rice and stuff. I've been, it's kind of fun. It's like pick and mix. Only you're not allowed to mix stuff together. You've got to have separate jars.
Banana chips are crazy. They're so good.
Honestly, man, I changed my life. Banana chips
changed your life.
You got to try them, man. They're so good.
Well, I've had them. I've eaten them. I'm a human on the planet. I've eaten them.
Stop.
Okay,
it's out of control.
Is it? Are they? Do they have added sugar? Because they always have that glaze.
No,
to
they're
them,
salted.
What?
These ones are kind of like they're meant to be like potato chips, and they do taste like potato chips, but you
can get like salty plantain chips, which are
I've had
delicious.
plantain chips.
So fucking good.
I've had those.
But also, there are some you can get sugar-free ones. Honestly, I bought ones that had sugar added, and they were a bit too sweet.
I thought you meant you can get in health food shops. It's already. It's like a banana coin. It's like a dried banana.
But they're
not like
they're not like crisps.
Yeah, they got like a glaze.
Don't have salt.
They got like a little glazing on them.
I've never had salted ones.
I'll get you some. I'll bring it.
I don't like salted fruit. Thank you.
Well, you try it.
I'll try
watermelon.
One.
Oh, fantastic!
No, I hate salted watermelon.
You're missing out.
No, it's disgusting. No.
Anyway, I was saying I've been okay. I wanted to run this by you and just see how you felt. So. I've never really been into Lego.
I'm pissed off already.
Okay. Right? But I think I've accumulated Lego. I think the reason why is that it's hard to throw away and also hard to take apart. Like you build a Lego thing, right? Someone buys you a Lego thing or you build a Lego thing somewhere.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in 40 years, but go on.
I'll put it on a shelf.
Yeah,
right?
I think you build a set and put it on the shelf. You don't build a set and then just add it to a big container full of other, like if you mix it, you'll never be able to rebuild it again.
Well, not only that, but like it's just you'll break all your nails trying to pull that fucking thing apart. And I know you got that stupid tool to help, but I ain't got an hour to fucking go through and disassemble my Lego and put it back into the box.
I don't know. It sounds like you've got an hour or two to spare.
Yeah, well, I do. But so obviously, I think at some point Simon or me or someone or someone showed me something that was like these modular buildings, right? These like city buildings, and was like, I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And I think Simon might have bought me one, and I put it on my shelf, but then someone saw I had it on the shelf. And so I think it was maybe RT or my parents or someone, but they bought me another one. And so then I had that in a box, and I was like, well, they bought it for me for a present. I better build it. Then I can send them a picture and say thank you, right? And it's fun to build the Lego anyway. It's like something different, isn't it? And so I've managed to sort of accumulate a bit of Lego over time. And then we recently did this video on Games Night where we did a sort of World War II Lego. And of course, as soon as you do something like that, your YouTube switches over to only showing you Lego videos of all these incredible things people have built.
Yeah.
It's true.
And suddenly I'm like thinking about expanding my town. I'm thinking about building a road.
Have you ever seen the Lego movie?
A little
Will
park.
Ferrell is the dad at the start, and he's got that basement with all the drawers, and he's got the whole town.
Glues
and
the
everything.
Lego. Yeah.
Glues the Lego together. You're going to be like that.
No. Well, there is apparently a specific type of glue that you could use on Lego, but no, I would never glue it.
The path.
I think part of the appeal is that it's breakable, and like, you know, if we're going to do a video with Lego, I want to be able to blow it up, right? And pull it apart or knock it over. I think
you
lot
could
of the
do.
Lego
I think they do it
though,
on like those slow-mo channels. They detonate like in the middle. They put a little like explosive, and then they blow it up, and you can see all the bricks flying in slow motion and everything. You could do that.
Yeah, I don't know if we're actually going to do that
do slow motion, just
Warhammer
like
videos.
Absolutely smash it with a sledgehammer, and you can see all the blocks breaking and stuff.
See, that kind of shit though is sometimes like frowned upon. It's like ripping a page out of a book or something. You know, I think people feel like it's heresy to like actually.
I want to do that.
And
where it's Lewis has built some elaborate Lego, and in ultra slow mo, you see me smashing it with a hammer. Intercut with his sad little face. That I would like to see.
And then slow motion, maniacal laughing by you as well.
It is definitely hard for me to square, like, especially the idea of like contributing to the plastic in the world with Lego, which is, I think, particularly bad. I think the Lego bricks are use one of these plastics.
They used to be made of wood.
No, they never did.
I think
they were
need
always
to go
made
back
of plastic
to wood
ever since the start. They've always been made of terrible, long-lasting.
They made them out of concrete back in the day, and then transitioned to wood.
They never made them out of wood. But I think they've tried like alternatives, but because the tolerance is so high, because wasn't it Elon Musk who said like, "Oh, I wish we had the level of tolerance that Lego has, but we can't ever get close," kind of thing.
May I stop you there? The Lego group began in the workshop of Ole Kirk Christensen, a carpenter from Billund who began making wooden toys in 1932.
Well, he made wooden toys, but he never made bricks.
In 1947, Lego expanded
he made his
to begin
first wooden
producing
brick.
plastic toys. He called them automatic binding bricks, and they were based on the Kiddicraft self-locking bricks, which were invented in 1939 and patented in the UK in 1940. Displayed them at the 1947 Earls Court Toy Fair, and Lego was away with it. So it looks like Lego has always been plastic, but they were originally cellulose acetate. Cellulose acetate.
Yeah.
Which, as everyone knows, is an acetate ester of cellulose, usually cellulose diacetate, obviously.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
bioplastic.
I don't know what it was originally. But certainly the current brick they use. And they've suggested trying to change over. But Lego is the biggest toy company in the world. They make like 10 billion a year or something insane. It's like
I think
Funko control.
Pop is bigger now.
Bigger than Lego? So. You're out of your mind.
You're crazy. But that's just as bad with all that fucking garbage plastic. At least at least Lego, you could sort of take it apart and give it to someone else and they can sort of have a go at rebuilding it. Those Funko Pops, holy crap. What an absolute load of garbage. Sorry if you're a Funko Pop collector, but I'm sure you're having a great...
Before we carry on, did you know that you could get Funko Pops for...
Our sponsor this week is Funko Pop.
Poor Funko Pops. Before we continue, can I tell you about Aura frames? I'm sure that you guys are familiar with these, Lewis and Flax.
Love mine.
Having used them in your house. I also am a big fan. I use one in my house as well. Really nice gift for somebody. You don't even really need to be overly tech savvy to get one set up and have some nice pictures on a nice rotation displaying in any part of your house. We
have the HD one. We replaced our old Aura frame, gave that to one of the kids, and we've now got the HD one in the living room, and it is beautiful. The picture quality is really, really, really nice. Just went on holiday, all our holiday snaps, we can upload them as we're away.
Nice.
Just pop them on the frame. When you come back, bam, they're already on the frame. That was really, really nice. And right now, Aura is having their very first friends and family sale. We have an exclusive offer just for our listeners. For a limited time only, you can get $35 off the best-selling frames by visiting auraframes.com and using the promo code Triforce at checkout. That's AURA frames.com. Promo code Triforce is the best offer of the season, so don't miss out. Terms and conditions, of course, do apply.
Get one for your grandma.
Yeah, they love it. They love it.
They love those.
Auraframes.com. You could use code Triforce to get $35 off their best-selling frame.
On with the show.
On with the show.
Did you? I've got some news. If you want to hear some news,
Yeah, sure. Hit me. Blast me with your news, Uzi.
The
newsy.
That's great. We should use that. Well, The Onion might. So The Onion have announced they're going to be starting a print edition.
Oh,
again? No, they're doing it again. It used to be a print edition.
So The Onion used to be like was it like a campus?
It was like
weekly?
a newspaper. It was like a broadsheet. You used to be able to get it in Borders.
I haven't read The Onion in
that's
such a long time.
I know.
Well, because
I used
the website,
to really enjoy it, though.
It's very
funny.
It's funny. Of course, The Onion is making a newspaper when everyone else is shutting this down. I mean, it's classic. I like it. Good, miss The Onion. Good lads. They're still very funny. Some of the stuff. Hurricane Debbie. Did you hear about this one? It was relatively recent. Apparently, it dropped over $1 million of cocaine on Florida's beaches.
I heard about this, yeah.
So the Coast Guard recovered 25 packages of cocaine around a village 80 miles from Key West, and then found another $625,000 worth of just floating near Everglades City. So obviously the storm must have hit some cocaine smuggling boats.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound great for the guys who were doing the smuggling. I'm sure they're in the water as well. But
Merry Christmas.
Maybe they got away. That's good. A postcard dating back 121 years has been delivered. So a building society in Swansea received their mail on Friday and got a postcard dating back more than 120 years. I don't know where did it. I assume it fell down the back of something.
Oh, it was sent 121 years ago.
Yes, it was. The message on the card reads, "Dear L, I could not. It was not possible to get the pair of these. I am so sorry, but I hope you are enjoying yourself at home.
Why have they
I have got
written
now
it,
about
like...
10 shillings as pocket money, not including the train fare, so I am doing all right. Remember me to Miss Gilbert and John. With love to all from Ewart." Okay.
Why is it written from like the corner to the corner like that?
I don't know. I guess he felt he couldn't fit in everything he had to say. That is very odd.
It's really odd.
So apparently we haven't gotten to the bottom of how it ended up in the circulation of the Royal Mail and how it came to us with a stamp that is 125 years old. It's got King Edward VII on it.
Good God.
Jesus Christ.
So apparently there is no knowledge of how it just got back into Royal Mail.
A spokesperson for the Royal Mail said it is likely that this postcard was put back into our system rather than being lost in the post for over a century. Likely, but it's possible.
So someone maybe found it down the back of something and posted it.
And popped it in the post. When an item is in our system, we are under obligation to deliver it to the correct address. What a really sweet sign-off there from the post office. Honestly, well done. Great PR there. When it is in our system, we are under obligation to deliver it.
I don't know if this is in your news list, but did you guys hear that the world's oldest person passed away at the age of 117 years old?
Where were
doesn't
they
this
from?
happen like every fucking week, dude?
From Spain.
Where were they
Maria Brañas Morera. She was 117 years old. And now the oldest person in the world is Tomiko Ituka it's a Japanese woman who is 116 years old. She was born on May 23rd, 1908.
Tomiko Ituka dead at 119 years old. I mean, fuck, it's going to be like that though. It's like, who cares? Like they just cycle them in. Like these people haven't got. I have been hearing that the oldest person in the world has died every fucking couple of months.
Because it's like the Lich King. There has to be one oldest person, and when
it's more
one
like the
dies,
Highlander,
it gets replaced with
the
another
only
one. There can be
to get these old biddies to fight each other, cutting heads up.
It's always old ladies.
She was found mysteriously beheaded in a car park, carrying a claymore. Fascinating. There can be only
Well,
one.
yeah.
McLeod!
Well,
Man, 117 years is a long ass time. That
It
is
is.
a long time. Imagine
Too
being
long.
born in 1908 and still being alive to this day. Oh my God.
I mean,
the
you know what?
You're
changes
beating the
you would have
odds.
seen.
She's not
You are-
even as
you are
old as this
definitely-
postcard that we just apparently found. So
Yeah, but
is it
those-
that impressive? I don't think so.
Everett and Elle are fucking long gone, though. I mean, she's been alive this whole time. She's
She
been
has.
alive the entire time. This postcard has been lost in the Royal Mail system.
Exactly. She was born
Which
before
they
the
have
First
been
World
under
War.
obligation this whole time to deliver. Anyway,
Oh my god.
sorry, I don't know if
So-
that was on your list of news, but I thought it was really interesting.
What do you reckon? So, okay, the chances of dying go up obviously a lot once you hit certain milestones,
Yeah.
right? If you make it to 80,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Your life expectancy though is potentially another 9 years.
Whoa,
Yeah, which is
that's
interesting.
pretty good. Yeah.
If you make it to 90, your life expectancy is another 4.5 years.
One
So
thing
you're likely to be dead within 4.5 years if you're 90.
One thing that I have learned is, I agree with all the life expectancy stuff or whatever, but one thing I've definitely learned in all my years on this planet is that even if somebody appears to be very healthy and you assume that they're going to live forever, things can quickly go the other way if something happens, like like a major illness that's not treated, or surprise stuff, like, well, obviously accidents and stuff, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy how quickly it can turn for the worse, and somebody who you just assumed is going to be alive forever is gone because of one of these factors or whatever.
Mm.
So don't get
out of
complacent
100
is what I'm saying,
Out
because
of
you never
100,000
know
people,
what's going to happen.
out of 100,000 men, how many do you think make it to 80?
Oh God!
Out of 100,000.
Not that many. Men seem to
Out of
die
100,000,
much
how many
younger.
make it to
Women's
80?
life expectancy is much higher than men's on
I'm going
average.
to say 18,000.
Oh no, so it's actually 60,000 women make it to 80,
I
but
thought you said men.
only 44,000 men.
Yeah.
Oh, 44,000. Okay.
How many do you reckon make it to 100?
Oh, not many at all.
500.
It's only 690
Yeah,
men make it to
yeah.
100, whereas 2,200 women make it
I
to
think
100.
mostly, if you have some sort of underlying illness or whatever, it'll just catch up to you once you're sort of around your 90s, right? Like you just
No,
can't.
100,000. God,
You're just
that's
not fit enough to deal with it anymore, and usually
Mhm.
that finishes you off.
Oh, spooky stuff. So anyway, that's an ancient postcard.
What else have
that
you
was
got?
good. What else we got? We got official Street Fighter tournament punishes players for not sleeping enough.
Oh,
Wow.
Players are required to get at least 6 hours sleep in the week leading up to the tournament.
How did
A
they
total of
enforce this?
42 hours per person and 126 for the whole team. If the team's total sleep hours are less, they will be penalised by 5 hours for 5 points for every hour of sleep deprivation.
Right, how are they overseeing this?
Well, I assume it's maybe there's a tracker app or something, or some honor system. It's
got to
to
be the
try and
honor
get-
system. It's never failed.
It's a Japanese thing. It's part of SS Pharmaceuticals' Active Sleep Project. Oh God, is it a drug sponsor? Maybe. So the idea is to get gamers to sleep. Especially if they're not.
It's never a
cramming,
good drug sponsored. Like, why not have Street Fighter 2 tournament sponsored by cocaine? Like, it's always something
Right.
stupid.
That's a good one. Why can't it be like a good one though? Like vitamin D.
Sponsored
or,
by weed.
Insulin.
Sponsored by like something actually useful.
Yeah.
That's not mass. A Roblox player has spent nearly $10,000 changing their username.
Oh,
What?
So you can only change your username in Roblox by spending Robux,
right.
and a name change costs 1,000 Robux.
What the fuck?
This guy has changed their name 769 times, and they've ended up paying $10,000
That
for
is
it.
insane.
Jeez.
Isn't that mental?
How
That
much
is
is that? So how
insane.
much is that per change?
So he changed his name 769 times.
769 times 13, carry the 5.
No, 10,000 divided by 739, was it?
The remainder
69.
of 3.
16. Well, it's
repeating.
about $15 a name change.
Holy shit.
Between 13 and $15.
It's $13 a name change.
Something
I just did
like
the math, and it's. I don't know why. Everyone, we're unsure why.
I see.
But this guy, it's just you can look up these people's accounts. You see, I don't think he's. He's just his name's changed his name.
Maybe
just
there's like a really
nonsense.
surprised mum out there somewhere who just got her credit card bill.
Look at these names that he's changed his name to. Like
this is so little, I can't read it.
It's like
I'm 19.
It's like okay.
Let me zoom in.
You pay money to change your name to
he must be like obsessed with it. It's his thing. But that's mad.
Roblox.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy, yeah.
Speaking of children's games, university students are going to be studying Minecraft in a psychology lab at the University of Essex. Yes. So it's basically the idea is I think that they're going to try and use like Minecraft as like a therapy engine, so people can interact in Minecraft and get and be more comfortable in that environment.
I see.
Which I get the idea of, right? Like,
okay, I'm ready for my therapy session. Plug me in. Your avatar is ready.
Taylor Swift is in front of you.
I'm Minecraft Steve now. Nobody can hurt me.
Yeah. A YouTuber has streamed for 200 hours without sleeping.
Right.
God.
Is that
he's not going to get a sponsorship from that Japanese
in direct
company,
contravention of the previous news article. Yeah. Very unhealthy to do that. Can't recommend. A school worker has been jailed for stealing chicken wings. Worth $1.5 million.
Well, first of all, those are some very good chicken wings, I guess. But when you say a school worker, what does that mean?
A school worker.
Isn't that a teacher?
Not necessarily.
No.
There's a lot of other people that also work at a school to make the whole...
She was food service head.
Head of food service was siphoning wings off.
Yes.
To the tune of over $1 million he dues.
You
would struggle, I think, to spend $1 million in your lifetime on chicken. And that's just at a regular pace, every once in a while grabbing a rotisserie chicken from Costco on the way home from work or whatever.
Yeah, but which businesses are accepting chicken wings as payment? Do you take wings?
I know.
Do you take wings?
Like who was buying them?
I tell you
what was she doing with it?
She's giving them to a friend or a family business that makes wings.
Oh,
and she's
like
just
a takeaway
doing the
or
classic
something.
thing where you just say, we'll order more wings than we need for the school. Then I'll pop them in my car and give them to my mate or my friend or my restaurant. And here's your wings. You get them for free. Easy profits, right? You didn't have to buy the wings in the first place. You do that
That's
for
exactly
a few
what
years.
happened.
Just
How
done.
has she been jailed for this?
9 years.
I don't think that's long enough.
Yeah.
I think that's a fucking psycho. I think you've got to be a fucking psycho to do something like that. Like, it's so stupid.
Well, I tell you what it is, though. It's people find a little loophole thing where I think what's happening was probably because it says here it started during the height of the pandemic, right? And so the school was like having all this food go to waste, I imagine, and so she was like, oh, I could just sell it on to this guy. And then she realized that no one's really paying attention. So she started ordering extra food and selling it on. And before she knew it, she was like out, like running this big scam. And that's sort of what happens. Like people get away with it. It gets bigger and bigger. It gets out of control. They start thinking, oh, no one knows it's the perfect crime, and then someone looks into it and suddenly you're like, oh, fuck it. I didn't plan this as well as I thought I did. And you're in prison for 9 years.
I wonder if she's going to work at the canteen in prison.
Oh, my God.
Hi, I'm head of food services.
I got food tech experience. I mean, imagine, what are you in for? I stole a load of chicken wings. You're like, fuck.
And also, on wing news, boneless wings, right? They can have bones, apparently.
Well, wings, yeah, they got like little bones.
An Ohio court has decided that boneless wings, the word boneless doesn't guarantee bonelessness.
Okay.
But rather,
what court decided this?
A cooking style. The Ohio Supreme Court.
Right, it wasn't them. It was the Kentucky Fried Chicken Colonel's Court. Well,
Colonel Sanders, all
Colonel
American
Sanders,
court.
presiding judge. I say that boneless wings ain't got they can have bones in them, no problem. Bang, bang. Judgment passed.
So yeah, apparently an Ohio man called Michael Berkheimer sued his usual wing spot after an 1.5 inch long bone became lodged in his esophagus.
Right.
And he'd ordered boneless wings, and I assume he'd just been,
inhaling these fucking things.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what happened. He almost died. He had to have a couple of serious surgeries.
How is the court finding in favor of the people selling boneless wings with bones in? What they're saying is it would be too difficult for the company to make sure there's no bones in it, so you should expect bones in your boneless wings. What next?
Yeah, what
genuinely?
next? I ask
Are we
you.
saying that when it, if something says it has no peanuts in, well, that's not fair. There could be peanuts in it. That could kill people. So no, I say that is a bad fucking judgment. That's my decision.
Yeah.
There's not.
You think Judge Judy would have judged that way? I doubt it. Judge Joe Brown? No way,
She would have
Jose.
had the guy with a bone stuck in his throat on one side, Colonel Sanders on the other. You're telling me you're selling chicken with bones in? It's boneless chicken. I love Judge Judy. She was so good. That show's so funny.
She's still going.
She's got no patience for anything. It's so good.
She's still alive, by the way. She's still going.
Oh yeah.
Judge
she made
Judy.
bank off Judge Judy.
Judge Judy.
Judith Scheinman, dead at 77. Oh,
You're
God.
making that up.
You are so full of shit. She's from the United States. She's done 25 seasons of Judge Judy, 6,280 episodes.
She loves it.
Yeah.
And every single one of them was a mistrial.
Oh yeah, I mean they're all just very arbitrary, right? Like it's because that's the point. It's arbitration. I guess the idea is that I don't think she was. I think she might have actually been a judge.
She was.
For like
She was an attorney from 1965
though.
1982. She was a judge from 1982 to 1996, and in 96 she became a television personality. Born in 1942, aged 81 years old. Perfect trajectory to become the world's oldest woman.
I want you to picture for me. I want you to use your superpower, Sips, and imagine having sex with Judge Judy.
Oh no!
Oh no!
She's banging the gavel the whole time. Objection!
My superpower.
Listen to how much money she
makes.
makes. Listen to how much money she gets. In 2018, she was the highest paid host in November. $47 million per year, combined with the annual income from the Judge Judy episode library. In 2018, she earned $147 million.
God.
$100 million from the alleged sale of the present and future episode library of the show to CBS, and her $47 million salary. That is crazy. She's worth about $500 million.
She married Ronald Levy in 1964, and they quickly divorced in 1976, where she then met Jerry Scheindlin, and they married in 1978, got divorced in 1990, and got remarried again in 1991.
Yeah, so she's been married to him ever since.
Guess they just couldn't keep their hands off each other. Just couldn't stand it.
What was
1
Judge
year
Judy like
apart,
when she
they
was
just had
Jerry.
Judge Judy young.
Jerry!
Oh, she was a very, very attractive woman when she was younger. Good heavens.
I judged that you didn't make very good breakfast. You're divorced.
He comes back after I've been to culinary school. I'm ready for round 2. Okay, Jerry. Oh, fuck.
Fucking hell.
Man.
I bet there's a subreddit for Judge Judy. I bet there is. There is it's r/Judy Justice Porn.
Oh my God.
It's not actually porn. It's just this
Justice porn.
I guess.
Thank God.
I guess.
Oh, okay.
Strange.
God. Careful, P-Flex.
It's not porn.
Oh, give us a fright. Sips is already struggling to keep that image out of his
I'm
mind.
trying so hard. It's like the siege of Helm's Deep in here. I'm just trying.
Hold.
Right. Well, that's
enough of that.
That's all I got.
That's
That's
all
all
we
I
got.
got from the news.
Some kind of podcast.
See you next time, I guess.
Yeah. Keep holding down the fort. And,
We had a
take it easy.
really formal introduction. Now we'll have a very blasé outro.
Yeah, nice.
See you next
Bye.
time. Bye.